So hello, Alan here, welcome to my channel. I really enjoyed this book, The Oregon Trail by Rinker Buck. It's from 2015. He's a journalist and a writer. I would read his other book, Flight of Passage, which is another brother book about their first flight, airplane from New Jersey across the country. But I learned a lot of things I didn't know. For example, that mules cannot breed together. Mules are from a horse and a donkey. And let me read you some of this. George Washington actually began the breeding program of mules in America. The hybridization of closely related but not exactly matched species like horses and donkeys produces sterile offspring, and mules cannot reproduce themselves. Donkeys have 62 chromosomes, horses have 64. This creates a mule with 63 chromosomes, preventing a full chain of matches that can produce an embryo. It goes into great details about and their superiority to horses. Just their hearing, they get used to human voices, and this team that they had, these 3 donkeys, are amazing. So they had 3 mules, 2 mares, and a colt. Their name was Beck and Butte were the 2 mares, and Jake the colt was the leader. And you really got to love these 3 animals, although they didn't get along. And they did bolt one time. I really enjoyed this book. I read it fast within a few days, got the opportunity to read it. And I read nonfiction. I read 1776 earlier this year. So I do get some nonfiction in, and I highly recommend this book. The Oregon Trail is over 2,000 miles long, starting at Missouri, going through Nebraska and Wyoming and Idaho, until finally getting to Oregon and going all the way to Portland. Rinker and his younger brother Nick go into great detail and show great history about it. Starting in the early 1800s and going way past Abraham Lincoln's time, over 1 million pioneers made this journey. Many of them died, many children died, violent, sudden deaths. I'm going to talk at the end of this about a man who did grave markers and a lot of historical work, forensic work with skeletons, etc. Here's a picture of Nick, the brother, and Olive Oil, the dog. Nick is uneducated, but he's a mathematical genius. Now, it is a family book, and it's a touching book. There's a picture of their father, who took them on a covered wagon trip through Amish country in Pennsylvania when they were kids. And it was a publicized trip in magazines, and a lot of photographs taken of them. His father had a wooden leg, was an alcoholic, sober alcoholic for years. But so it's touching, the father-son relationship. So yeah, people would pack up with hopes of adventurous type people would pack up and go west. And there's a lot of swindlers on the trail. A lot of funny stories about selling bacon wrapped, packed in salt, and it was too heavy, and they'd have to dump it on the side, and the merchants would go pick it up, bring it back, sell it to the pioneers again. There's a lot of pioneering women. This her last name was Whitman. Walt Whitman is also mentioned in this book a few times. They had several mishaps on the wagon, a few arguments, but only one time the wheel broke and they had to fix it. A lot of dealings with Mormon people who were vital out during this time. You know, time of Abraham Lincoln and free land in Oregon. Some pretty big trees. So yes, just want to reiterate how much I thoroughly enjoyed reading this book. And you would too if you have any interest at all in history. Detailed maps in here, many photographs I didn't include. I was thoroughly surprised. I will read more from Rinker Buck. I will read more from Rinker Buck. He had a lot of help on the trail too from ranchers, farmers, people, fans. They had a sign on the back that they had when they were kids. So see America slowly. Try to put it up here. So not only is it a story of the Oregon Trail, it's a family story. And not only is it a family story from the aspect of two brothers, that it's a family story from when they were kids and the father took them on a covered wagon trail through Pennsylvania in Amish country. And he compares that to the Mormons that they run into, and the Mormons are great help to them. And he's not religious, he's all religious. Gets into that. Very interesting. Nick is a great character. His younger brother, story of, you know, the mules. What happens to them? There's a great denouement in this book. It's kind of, I was reminded of a plane landing. Takes you down through steps. There's several ties that are tied at the end. Do the mules fall off a cliff? Well, yes, but do they survive? I don't know. Okay, now on to Mount Tabor. Okay, now walking up from where we were, we're just going to walk. The park is technically like closed. You can't drive up to it, but this is one of the entrances. So I guess I'm walking upstairs. I'm thinking about separating my booktube and Portland tour channels. Thinking about this name called like Sandalwood Tours. Just because, look at these sandals. These are, for some reason, I wear them out on my right foot. Look how thin these are now. And I can't get into my storage. Link to my Portland storage video below in the description box. So it's like, it's not typical Portland, but it's typical rainy Portland today. Go see if we can see the volcano. Oh, more stairs. It's easier coming back.
But I feel like
take the trail coming back, just slide down. Will be wet enough to. There's some pretty big trees out here. They're bigger in Washington Park. See, link below to my Washington Park videos.
I don't know, folks. I'm serious. I don't know if I can climb that. If I get up there and there's more stairs, I'm not going to do it. Seriously, I'll just wait and drive up it. But man, because woo. Oh, Alan here at Old Hard Bricks and Classics is out of shape. Man, laugh. So I DK about more stairs. I'm sorry, this is a bus stop. I promise to make it up to you guys somehow. There's a link below of a guy who makes videos. I'm sorry I forgot your name, but he's got all kinds of Portland neighborhood videos, and he did one of Mount Hood, and he used a drone, so you get to see. Okay, now walking up from where we were, we're just gonna walk. The park is technically like closed. You can't drive up to it, but this is one of the entrances. So I guess I'm walking upstairs. I'm thinking about separating my booktube and Portland tour channels. Thinking about this name called like Sandalwood Tours. Just because, look at these sandals. These are, for some reason, I wear them out on my right foot. Look how thin these are now. And I can't get into my storage. Link to my Portland storage video below in the description box. So it's like, it's not typical Portland, but it's typical rainy Portland today. See the sprinkles. I have never used a Portland, or I've never used an umbrella here in since 2008. So climbing stairs, I guess. Go see if we can see the volcano. Oh, more stairs. It's easier coming back.
But I feel like
Take the trail coming back, just slide down. Will be wet enough to. There's some pretty big trees out here. They're bigger in Washington Park. See, link below to my Washington Park videos. And now, the walk back down. But look at that, all around. So, the walk back down is easier. But I want to come out here on a sunny day and just walk down the trail, back down. Good exercise, huh? Walking all this way in sandals to boot. more stairs. Look at that. Then there's more when you get over there. So funny. It'd be easier just to walk down there and around. That's what I did up here. Just walked up there and around. So we made it down. I'll come back in the summer where we can drive up. And I think once you make it up to that statue, that's like the, that might be the plateau. And then you can walk down the other side. There might be another entrance, I don't know. But so, hey. And it's convenient. The bus stop is right like there. I might have to wait 20 minutes for it or more. It's Memorial Day, you know. I'm thinking about relatives and friends who were in the military and others who have passed who were not. So, make this short and sweet. Thanks again for all the new subscribers. And I will talk to you later.